The committee, the Village of Port Edwards. It's 4 p.m. on Wednesday, February 25th, 2026. Thank you all for attending. I have a forum here, Trustee Fletcher, O'Connor, President Mansell, Administrator Martinson, and myself, Eric Hummel, we're all here. So I'm on to item 3 already. Do I hear a motion to approve the consent agenda for the February 25th, 2026 agenda and the January 28th, 2026 minutes?
So moved.
Thank you. I hear a second.
A second.
Thank you. Discussion on either of those items. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Thank you. Item 4, there were no public comments that I'm aware of or people on other than the people that I've already mentioned. So we'll go ahead to item 6, chairperson comments. Today we have actually just updates on 2 areas. We can get right to those. I don't anticipate anything of significant disagreement that'll come up, but let's go get it and see what happens here. Any comments from committee members?
I have none.
Hearing none. Item 7, Mr. Martinson, as Director of Public Works. What's the parks update on this lingering winter day?
Thanks. So first we'll kind of get in, we'll start at Ripple Creek. So the past couple weeks we had some dead ash and dead oak that were behind the dog park. That the village staff was able to remove with the snow and stuff. We were able to burn the brush on site, save time and labor. So we got that project completed up behind the dog park. Some of the trees were just, branches were falling in the dog park area and things like that. So made the summer kind of clean up a little hectic. So able to get those removed. On Monday, we're able to go to the cemetery. I said we had a couple dead trees from the storm this summer that we need to get removed that were in between stones that we wanted the ground frozen. So with the snow cover and the frozen weather, we were able to get out there on Monday, get those removed. All that's left is the stumps. So once it gets warmer, we'll get a grinder in there and grind the stumps out. So that'll kind of complete the storm damage that was from this summer at the cemetery. When it comes to the cemetery, obviously the military flags, once it gets warmer up, or mid-April, we'll put the military flags back up around that veterans area that we put together a couple years ago. You'll see on the calendar that I do have the Memorial Day ceremony together. I'll reach out to, normally it's Nakusa VFW, and they kind of conduct me what time they're coming, and they do get all the speakers together and things like that. So I'll work with them to make sure that event is scheduled. They normally reach out to the school, and the school band comes. That's all kind of orientated through this VFW. When we go to the other parks, we had a dead ash up on the North Park. We removed that last week. Splash Pad Park, we're able to remove a couple arborvitaes that were down there that had some splits in, and then we got those removed up by the cold weather and the ground was frozen. So basically left for the parks work is the Ripple Creek, obviously start working back on the new playground. We've got the sand kind of stacked up. The ground stays frozen. We plan on removing that. I think end of next week, it'll be warm enough we can get out there and not tear up the ground and get that sand removed. We'll take that sand stockpiled at Port Road storage, and then we'll be able to use that sand at the other parks that have low areas and things like that. So this summer, when we have the summer help, we'll probably dump a load of sand and work with summer help to get that spread around and get those areas cleaned back up. As for the Ripple Creek, tomorrow morning I've got a 9 o'clock Zoom meeting with the company that's going to be laying down the port and play, just to make sure that we're organized. Obviously, I'm really trying to push a May date to get the new stuff installed, but still at their mercy. But I'm kind of really pushing for that. So hopefully tomorrow they'll give me a little better time frame of when we expect that playground to be put together. We do have all the playground equipment at Port Road storage that has been paid and delivered, so I have that all on site. And it's just a matter of once they come moving it, and they come and put it together and finish everything up. So hopefully, again, I'll hold more detail maybe next month of when the time is going to be, but just want to make sure that we're on schedule We're gonna pour a sidewalk, between the pour and play, the wood chips, we're gonna pour a 5 foot sidewalk. Village staff will do that to kind of divide that up, the pour and play and the wood chips, because the wood chips will still be where the swings are and things like that. The last thing is, I did let you guys know last month that I did apply for another legacy bike trail pavement from Verbunker to the tender. I have not heard anything. Again, we were rewarded the last couple of years, for the playground equipment and then the bike trail on Port Road. So, you never know. I only put in for the pavement, which is about $120,000 to pave that section. So we'll see. Never know. You never hurts to apply, but obviously that section is in need of repaving. Anybody that's been on the bike trail from Verbunker to Latender Avenue, we're going on about 10 years, so it needs pavement, but it's nice if we could find some grant money and not have to come a budget time next year to discuss finding money to pave that. But we'll keep working on that. I got a couple other grants that may be able to apply over the next couple months and see what we can come up with. Other than that, for the parks, basically, I know the high school got a hold of me. They'll do the high school softball, uses Ripple Creek. They've got their schedule sent over to me. Obviously right now there's still snow on the ground, but they work with staff, and so we coordinate to make sure, that it's ready to go when the school's softball season starts, which is right now scheduled for early April, but we'll see what the weather comes about. Soon as it gets nice out and there's kids in the park, we'll open up the restrooms, which you never know from day to day, but normally it'll probably be 1st of April is probably when we'll open up the bathrooms at both parks to keep those open.
Do you all, do we line the fields and so forth for the?
Nope, all we do is basically cut the grass. The school staff comes in the morning, does all the
Okay.
lining, the dragging. Yeah, we don't drag the fields, we don't maintain the fields. If they need, a couple of years ago, they needed more dirt in the school, worked with the softball and baseball association to pay for that.
Yeah.
And they have concession stands out there. All the concession stands need to be maintained through the organizations. I mean, they're on village property. Obviously, they're on an insurance policy, but if there's maintenance that I see need to be done, I let them know
Sure.
they need to take care. That's kind of been the ongoing agreement.
Have they ever asked you at what height, to keep the grass?
No, I mean, normally we work together, so they're pretty good. I mean, we know they have the schedule and we try to work around it. Normally we mow the parks always on Tuesday, but if we know there's a game on Monday, sometimes we get out there Monday, so. But no, they've been good to work with, so Little League, I mean, it's one of the things I will say, the parks this time of year do get full, and it's good to see there's a lot of kids going on, so that's why the playground equipment will be definitely used once we can get it installed, so. So that's all I have for parks, unless anybody has any questions.
About what percentage are we at with like ash still left in the parks?
The parks, there's 2 more ash left on the east side of Ripple.
Okay.
Otherwise, they are taken down.
Okay.
And in town, we've got 4 of them marked right now. 1 up on 3rd and 2 on 7th that we'll be removing. So we're slowly getting there. We've had a couple that have been hanging on and we didn't really want to, if we could save them as long as we can. So
Okay.
That's where that's at. But we're definitely moving forward. I mean, I think my list is getting about 150 something of ash that we've removed in the last 3 or 4 years. So definitely been a hit, not for the good, but we're getting them down for the safety of cars and branches and things like that. So,
Good, thank you. Any updates on the community calendar?
so last month I told you I was working with maybe another organization about something downtown here to tie the businesses in. This morning I met with Fidel. We've been kind of back and forth. We're gonna finalize the details here in the next week or so, but we're looking at a Saturday, August 29th, 4 to 8 p.m. Fidel's looking at bringing in some music. He's gonna basically have a group with the local business owners in it. We're gonna try to get all the business owners and have a meeting here in maybe the next month and try to get everybody involved in it in the school. But we're looking at an August 28th. Having an event. We'll block off downtown and when a guy comes to the village, it'll just be picnic tables, trash cans, putting flyers out, no cost. It'll, be through the businesses downtown and whatever they come up with sponsors. So I'm kind of glad to see that, we do the tree lighting and we do trunk or treat, kind of looking something in the summer to tie all the business together. We've definitely grown downtown business wise and Sounds like we've got another one potentially maybe coming in. That's an open building we have, so it's definitely good to get everybody tied together and have a community event here,
Mhm.
so. That's the only thing that I'll be adding to the community events calendar. Like I said, we met this morning. So at this point, I plan on releasing this, probably this week on Facebook. Obviously, the first event is the Lions, which these events here, they're also the ones that go on the main sign out front of the fire station. So this is kind of a guideline that we follow. We sometimes get a few other ones here and there, but this will be the ones that we'll definitely be promoting on our village Facebook and also on our village sign by the fire station.
And what are we calling the August 29th event?
We really don't have a name, but that was calling maybe last hurrah something. It's kind of the last Saturday of August. He's kind of heading it up a little bit, so I'm kind of letting him
Okay,
do his deal, but I'm helping support it and help make sure we get everybody involved in it. So, yeah, like I said, more detail to come in the next couple of weeks. And the next big event is obviously the garage sale for the village. I did reach out to Goodwill. They said 2 trucks wasn't enough, so they're bringing 3 Goodwill trucks. I guess last year they were filled up early, so I got them all scheduled to come and drop the trailers off, and then, the only thing I've got to work on is I normally try to get a sponsor for some restrooms, or pallets, normally good on that, so I'll be working with them here in the next couple of weeks to get that finalized. But other than that, that's all I have for, community events. One last thing, I guess the banners, we've got about 3 weeks left on the banners. We've got 5 banners sold so far. We're pushing for 8 to 10, but, I think we're moving in good shape for the banners, and I'll put that out again one more time, probably on social media and on our website. That's all I have.
thank you. Appreciate that. Is there any other, item 8, old business? Is there any other old business we want to bring up today?
Nothing that I remember from last time.
Okay, hearing none, item 9, new business.
I don't have any new business. I'll be honest, next month is probably, I don't have a lot of information. We've had the updates, and everything like that. So unless something really comes up next month, and we can talk back and forth, Chairman, to see if we need to schedule
Okay,
a meeting.
when does it start feeling like spring? I can't remember.
About a week ago, it was starting to feel, and then it turned again on us, but
Spring one was.
That was-
I just looked
fall,
at,
spring.
like you're talking 50s and rain next week, so you never know what we're gonna get into, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Don't get my hopes up. Ken, correspondence, I did not receive any about the parks and rec or the cemeteries. Did anybody else? Okay. Next meeting agenda items, I think, continued updates, at this point, and, we can also add anything that comes to mind. Do you want to set up a meeting time on the last, Wednesday of the month and then decide?
Yeah.
Later? Okay, that's also on the 25th, I believe.
Yes, that'll be Wednesday, the 25th.
Yeah, Wednesday, the 25th, and we'll keep it at 4 o'clock. Stay tuned for, let's assume it's on unless you hear from us, okay? With that, I'm going to adjourn the meeting at 4, without objection, 4:14 PM. Thank you very much.